Hello, sir. Good
Hi,
afternoon.
Nidhin. Welcome to Kingmakers IAS Academy podcast channel named Change Makers, the future
Thank
change
you.
makers. And congratulations. Finally, you have made it possible. Your
Yes.
continuous effort and restless effort, I can say. Because when I saw your detailed application form since 2022, I think you have been trying for this examination, and sometime you were recommended in the prelims, and sometime you were recommended in the mains, but unfortunately, you were not able to see your name in the final list. And at last, you have seen your name in the final list. How do you feel, first of all?
Very content, and very happy as well. And especially since my parents and my family is also happy, so that also make me very happy.
Nice. Uh, Many people with this kind of education background, they don't aspire for civil services. They wanted to go and work in the laboratory or ISRO or some other field. What motivated you, first of all, to start the UPSC preparation? Is this your childhood ambition, or in between you thought of preparing for this examination?
It was actually both. I had this childhood aspirations because my uncle was the one who uh, made me aware of that there is something called civil services, and these are the job profile, and these are the powers that a civil servant has, and the civil servant will be able to do a lot to the society as such. And but then my interest gravitated towards physics, and it's still I do like physics, but then during ISER years, when I was studying in ISER, my graduation years, it was at that time that again I was thinking about what my uncle said, and then I was like, yeah, becoming a civil servant will give me more options to do a lot to the society. So, and that's why I finally came to civil service again.
Nice, Naman. Nidhin. Nidhin, actually, I wanted to ask few things. Can you please, first, let us start from your basic biodata, because audience, those who are watching this program, they may not be knowing. So, because I have seen your DAF, so I know much about you. So, just can you please tell about where are you from? What is that achievement today you have made it? Because I know what is your rank and I know what is your score in the personality test and everything. But those who are watching, they are very curious to know from your mouth who you are.
Yes. So basically, I'm Nidhin Arach. I secured the rank 699 in UPSC CSE 2025, and I am from Kerala. Basically, I'm from Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala, and my graduation was from ISER Thiruvananthapuram, and it was focused on cosmology and other physics domains. Then I came to civil service in 2021. I started my preparation in 2021, and 2022 was my first attempt. So I had the privilege of going to the personality test in the first attempt itself, and then but I couldn't make the list. Then again I tried. Again I went to the personality test. So this has been my fourth attempt in and my fourth personality test, and finally I was able to make it into the list. So yeah, that is about me.
Yes. See, friends, those who are watching this program, have you heard about the word called resilience and perseverance? Just meet Mr. Nidhin, which is otherwise synonymous to perseverance and resilience. He is the man who is having all the qualities to become a civil servant, because getting a failure in the first attempt in the prelims is not a big thing, as well as even in the mains it's not a big thing, but continuous failure in the personality test. Every time this guy has cleared the prelims, mains, and finally has gone up to the level of personality test, finally he couldn't make it up. See, if you are falling down your from your first floor, I'm sure definitely you can come up very fast. If you are falling down from the 18th floor, it is very difficult for you to come back again. What motivated you and what kind of difficulties you faced in each and every attempt when you were not able to find your name in the list?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for the kind words. And yeah, so each attempt it was very different. The challenges that I faced. because when I started my preparation itself, my seniors were telling me that this will be a marathon where you will face a lot of hurdles. So that actually I faced. In my first attempt, I was not very confident of myself. So that eventually impacted my scores in mains and personality tests. But after each failure, I try to analyze myself. What went wrong? Obviously, I'll be very down, very depressed. But then I'll be trying to analyze myself. So what went wrong? What could I do better? So that actually has resulted into a very structured preparation in the later years. I brought a lot of discipline, especially by my third attempt. I brought a lot of discipline into my preparation. I was regularly visiting gym because I understood that this civil service is not only about studies; it's also about holistic performance. So I focused on my health, focused on my mental well-being as well, and that eventually helped me to secure. Actually, I thought that I will be getting into the list in the last attempt itself, but due to some reason I couldn't. So finally, but I could make it this year.
Very rightly said. So you analyzed what went wrong. So you rectified it, then that is why you are in the final list. Even I am also very curious to know what went wrong in each and every attempt. What did you learn actually? Let us start from 2022.
Yeah. So as I said, in 2022, I was not a confident person.
In every
Uh,
attempt, you were able to clear your prelims. It means you are the person who is able to clear in the most difficult phase of civil service preparation, that is prelims. There you are
yes.
very good. So something it
Yes.
went wrong in the mains as well as in the personality test. That we are very
Yes.
curious to know about it.
Yeah. So when it comes to the mains and personality test, again, I was not a very confident person at that time. I was not able to express myself in a better manner. So that eventually impacted in a very poor score in personality test. I only got 132 in my that year.
Wow.
And then yeah, so and then my option was also not very high scoring. So and that was a major impact in my first attempt. But when it comes to 2023, I first of all my option scores improved slightly, but again it was not as high as I expected. It was around 250s, and but the GS scores also were not that high. So that was what eventually led to me not being in the list that year. But when it came to 2023, that was a year that everything turned around. I started a structured preparation. I changed my optional as well to political science. Initially, it was history. Because in the south, history had some limitations. We do not have that much resources. We do not have that much mentorship facilities as well. So that's why eventually I changed to political science. That actually helped me slightly in that year as well. And because political science has a lot of overlap with other subjects as well, GS subjects. Even in essay and ethics, we can use political science examples. So, so what happened was my GS scores also went up simultaneously. So I last year I got around 426 in all the four subjects. It was from 380 to 426, around 46 marks increase. So that also helped me a lot. But last year, what went wrong in CSC 2023? Sorry, 2020, 2024.
Yeah,
Sorry.
2024 personality test. Yeah.
Yes. So what went wrong was basically my essay marks. So I generally get around 120s. Yes, but last year I got only around 80 marks. So that was what went wrong last year. So, but this year I was able to rectify that mistake. So that's how I got into the list.
Last time, what was your marks in the personality test? How did you improve that?
Now, personality test 174 was my mark, and this year actually I got 178.
7.
So it was slightly broken only.
Yeah. Yes.
The I Yeah, 177. Sorry, yes,
Yeah.
177. Uh,
Yes.
so yes, so
So
yeah, what happened
from
I believe is that
yes, from
uh,
135 to 177. What is that magic?
yes. Basically, personality test is about expressing oneself. It is about being calm, confident, and charismatic as well. That I believe each person is charismatic in their own way, but it is how we express ourselves that matters. So over the years, as I said, initially I was not a very confident person. I was not able to. talk as much as I do today. So that was a difference that I had. So over the years, I worked on it. I try to improve myself. When it comes to personal test, I try to speak myself in front of the mirror almost every day. So that actually changed. This 40, 50 marks extra, that is due to the same reason only.
Yeah, I'm very happy that I'm very glad that Kingmakers IAS Academy also have played a small role in your success in the personality test to
Definitely.
improve your score from 135 to 177. So, how was that experience in the mock?
Definitely. I do remember the feedback that Kingmakers gave. Uh, they were actually telling that I will be getting at least 190 plus marks in the mock
Very
test.
nice. Very nice.
So yes, and because but I don't know what happened in the interview again. Because final interview, you will be nervous, you will be very anxious. Maybe that might have impacted. But the feedback that the Kingmakers give, like how to improve, how to uh, change the way I speak, all this has helped me a lot when it comes to the personality test. So I
Very
do thank
nice.
you for that.
Yes, we are also very happy that the God has given us a small opportunity to help the people like you who has been continuously trying, but unfortunately is not able to find his name in the final list. But finally, he has made it. So it is not the success of one particular individual who has contributed for your success. The whole society it has helped you from your childhood, your school teachers, and in your school days and college days, your professors, and particularly your family members and your mentors who have taught you to the different subjects. And finally, we have also helped you to some extent. So we are very
Exactly,
happy.
exactly.
We are so proud. Nidhin, particularly, I wanted to ask some of the strategies for those who are going to appear prelims examination in 2026, because you are a man who will continuously clear the prelims. Even if you're going to write next time, also you are going to clear. There is no surprise in that. So, what is that strategy which it has helped you to crack continuously the prelims examination, even in 2023?
Yes. Prelims, I did a very structured preparation from the beginning. That was actually what helped. First, my starting was from the basics, the NCRTs and the foundational tests. And then once I was very confident about my foundations, I started giving mock tests. So around from January, I started giving mock tests continuously. I joined a test series, and apart from the test series, I also tried to contact with my friends to get any question paper they have. So they will share to me the question paper, and I perform it like I'll do the solving like a mock test itself from my preparation tool. In my first attempt itself, I think I solved at least 60, 70 papers at least in the last 2, 3 months since January. So that actually has helped me a lot. So even if I don't get a question paper, if I don't know a question, I'll be thinking what is the most logically uh,
Correct answer.
logically coming, yeah, logically correct answer. So because in prelims we have the answer in front of us, we just have to pick the right one. So
Yes.
how do we reach their matters? So that was a strategy that I applied for every question, and that has helped me to crack the prelims.
Yeah. What is the marks generally used to get it in the prelims GS?
GS in the prelims I get around 110, 115, around that range every prelims I got.
Wow. 110, 115. It is not that easy to get 110, 115. So, what is the total number of questions you normally used to try?
That was another factor because initially in my first attempt, my number of attempts were very less. I scored around 85, I write around 85 questions, and then I used to get around this much marks, and I was very happy as well. But the next attempt, because I went to the interview, I couldn't prepare that much. So I understood that yes, this won't work. So I have to increase my number of attempts. So in the second attempt, I went to 90 plus answers. Uh, but then again, I went to the interview. Again, my preparation time was less. So again, increased the number of attempts. So now I think around 95 to 100, between 95 to 100 questions I will answer, because it all depends on the error rate. How many questions we are answering and how many questions we are getting it right. So every person will be having that speed spot. If we practice regularly, that error rate will be minimal. Then we will be able to score like very high marks in a very short attempts. So
In
that
general,
that
in
each
general,
uh,
yeah, in general, every aspirant will have at least three subjects as their strongest area. What are those three
yeah.
subjects in which your accuracy ratio is more than 80% or 90%?
I think history is one subject because I'm very interested in history. I read history outside the textbooks as well.
Yeah, two
Also,
means you have written with the help of history. Mm.
yes. And secondly, political science because I have the optional as political science. So
Mm.
political science definitely is a one subject. And third, I think geography because geography I haven't read much, but it is due to my interest because I maybe because from my science background I am able to connect with the geography concepts. So that might have helped. So these three subjects I will choose.
Excellent. See, are you the person who will read the newspaper every day, or you will read the monthly current affairs or weekly current affairs, or once in a while before the examination, 1 month before the market notes will be available on current affairs released by the so many institutes. So, what kind of person you are? What do you suggest to the candidates for current affairs?
I, I'm a newspaper guy. I'm a full-on newspaper guy. I read newspaper religiously. Initially, I used to spend around 1 hour plus in the newspaper, but then I reduced my time. Now I am able to complete one newspaper in 40, maximum 40 minutes. That's it. And I will usually write in notes from based on my newspaper as well. However, I also relied on Vision or any institutes, any good institutes, current affairs magazine also. So this magazine also helped me to bridge the gaps between my newspaper reading. So that also helped. But mostly I'm a newspaper guy.
Very good, very good. So, for the next 60 days, for the beginners, what is your advice? And for those who have continuously failed in the prelims examination, but still they are all doing their sincere preparation in the last 2 to 3 years, but they are not able to make it. For them, what is your advice? And because these are the two category of people who will be looking for some advice. Those who have already
Yes,
cleared the prelims examination, those who have failed in the mains or are the personality test, at least they know the strategy. But these two type of category of students are there. For each category, the advice is different. Can you please just give a two different advice for those two groups?
definitely, sir. First of all, for the uh, people who are going to appear prelims, there is less than 60 days. So what I would suggest them is to go through your notes again, revise it. But revision is not the main thing. You have to at least attempt few question papers, few answers, and if possible, attend a good mock test series as well. So that also helps a lot. And then eventually you have to go to the previous year question paper. You have to go through it again once again because UPSC has a way of questioning. So that question logic we will get when we go through that question paper. So that also will be helpful. Generally, what I do is that in the 1 week before the uh, uh, prelims exam, I generally go through the last 5 years of question paper. Then that helped me a lot. And secondly, for the people who has failed prelims, it might be due to one small factor that you are missing out. I have seen people who have scored around more than 100 in GS papers, but then in the CSAT paper they will score very less, and that impacted their selection as well. So for those people, you have to work on that single aspect which you are weakening. What I realized from my failures is that you have to analyze yourself, what went wrong with you, and cover that gap as well. So that same thing goes to the prelims aspect as well. Where you're lacking, which part you're lacking, you have to cover it up. And what best way to do that other than test series? So, and I believe Kingmaker test series, Kingmaker also has a very good prelims faculties and program as well. So that can definitely help a lot.
Great, Nidhin. Actually, with respect to the mains, did you start your mains preparation and answer writing practice simultaneously along with your prelims, even in your first attempt, or after clearing your prelims, you started taking up the test series? What kind of person you are?
The answer writing, sir, I started in my first attempt itself. Before my prelims itself, I started around in my first attempt around by October. I started writing answers because by that time I have covered most of the foundational textbooks and all. And then I had my mentor who also corrected my answers as well. And then by January, February, I stopped answer writing. Then my answer writing started again after clearing prelims. So and that actually set a foundation which has helped me later uh, while writing answers as well.
While you are trying to write the test series for the mains in the initial stage, you would have faced many difficulties and challenges with respect to completing the paper. Time management is one difficulty. Second thing
Yeah.
is maybe 13 to 14 questions only you'll be able to write it. The rest of the questions sometimes you will not write it. Otherwise, even if you write it, it will not be in the expected way of UPSC. And this kind of
Yes.
and the structure will not be there. Content enrichment will not be there. Facts will not be there, and reports will not be there. Diagram will not be there. There are so many things are there. What kind of mistakes you did in the initial stage? How did you rectify those things?
So, like I remember my first ever mock test, and I could write only around 12 questions, and I was very
Ah,
desperate after coming out of the exam
one
exam hall.
second. Students, those who are watching this program, even a topper who have already cleared the civil service examination, he has faced the same difficulty what you are facing now. You are telling that you are able to complete only 12 questions out of 20. Even Nidhin has faced the same problem. Not only Nidhin, those who have already succeeded in civil service examination, they have come across the same difficulties like you. So don't worry about that. That's what Nidhin is trying to say. Please go ahead.
Definitely, definitely. People should not worry about that because it is rectifiable. And
Yes.
with regular practice, regular writing, it is possible to cover the entire question paper in the given time period as well. And regarding the quality, quality comes with time and practice and preparation. So you have to write more to because even if you read things, there are possibilities that you will be forgetting that particular fact when you're writing. So one has to write more. So one example that I say everywhere is about cricket. In cricket, we can be a good theoretician, we can be a good commentator. That does not mean that we will go to the ground and we'll hit sixes every ball. To hit six the ball, we have to go to the ground, we have to practice in the ground. So like that, we have to write answers and we have to practice as well. So that is a big advice that I have to give.
Yes, that's a really good thing. Good thing you have told. See, do you have a separate, different strategy for GS paper one, two, three, four, or used to have a same strategy for all the papers? Just we want to know from you.
Yeah, for the GS one, two,
For
three,
GS
my
paper
strategy
one,
is
yeah.
similar. First three papers, my strategy is similar. Cover the foundation, cover the basics, and then go practice. That is it. But for GS4, it can be slightly different because GS4 is where we let our creativity flow. So because we can give examples which we learned in maybe in LKG or first standard. We can give example which we hear from our father or mother or our neighbors as well. So because we can let our creativity flow. So my strategy is slightly different when it comes to GS4. The way I'm writing is also slightly different. I try to add more diagrams, more spider diagrams, like more examples and such when it comes to GS4. Uh, so I think that also add to the value of the each question, and that also helps in scoring good marks. And especially when it comes to the second part B of the GS4 paper, you have a lot to express. You have to write a lot as well. Uh, so that also comes with regular practice and also with like free flow of the creativity. That's what I feel.
So, what is the biggest mistake that you have committed in the last 4 years? And have you ever thought that if you would have avoided this particular mistake, you would have already been there very long back? Have you ever felt like that? If
So
so,
one
what is
mistake
that
that
mistake? Yeah,
yes, sir. I think I can point out two mistakes that I did.
please.
First mistake is that I chose my optional based on a very random thought. I thought that just because I love history and I had no background in history, that also I have to say. If people have a good background in history and if they're confident, they should follow history as an optional. But if you don't have that, you have to think about it. Think about it before choosing the optional, and that optional because it's a two paper. We have two papers to cover, and it's 500 marks as well. So it plays a huge role in whether you are getting selected or not. So that one mistake I did was that I did not think about if I have the resources, if I have the proper mentorship guidance, and I joined history as an option. And second thing that I did was that not having a proper disciplined preparation, especially in my first attempt. For my prelims, I did had a proper preparation, but when it comes to mains, I did not had a plan initially. I did not had a proper disciplined preparation. which only came in my second and third attempt.
What do you
And
mean by
so
discipline preparation?
So, by discipline preparation, what I meant is that like we should have a proper timetable. We should be having a realistic timetable in front of us. Say we have 3 months of for preparation in front of us before the mains. So by this time, what will be our preparation level? How much should we cover? What how much answers should we write? Especially, I remember I never wrote many answers in my first attempt. I wrote occasionally like a few per week, but then I increased the number of writing answers. That helped a lot in my second attempt. And secondly, I earlier also spoke about the importance of mental health and physical health. So that also comes into the discipline preparations. Because just because we are sitting in front of the book does not mean that we are studying. We need quality time, quality preparation time. So that comes with proper mental and physical health. I started doing some physical activity. I started prioritizing my social relations, and all those eventually reflected back as well. When I think back now, so all this has helped me. By discipline preparation, that's what I meant.
So social relation means avoiding even the relationship or keep away from the relationship. Something like that you mean to say? Because
So
in your
by
age
social
group,
relation,
yeah, in your age group, everybody will have boyfriend and girlfriend. Some are ready to sacrifice even that also. For some, it becomes a very big stress.
so, yeah, it can go both way. I do agree, sir. But by social relationship, what I meant is that uh, I'm a person who had a lot of friends, but in my first attempt for my preparation, I
Boyfriend, right?
sacrificed. Uh, no, yes, boyfriend, and in my first attempt, I
Yeah.
did not I stopped talking to them. That impacted my mental health as well. But then I realized that no, that is not worth it. This because life is always multifaceted. So we need to have good friends as well. So then I started prioritizing them as well. I started talking to them a lot, and eventually that also brought me my mental peace as well. And that is what I meant by social relations.
You are right. Actually, when D.P. Harwal sir, former UPSC chairman, he visited Kingmakers IAS Academy and interacted with the students, he clearly mentioned that you have to enjoy your life. You have to be yourself. You have to spend some good time with your family, friends, and you have to be a very normal person. Then only you will come out from the stress. Otherwise, you will
Exactly,
accumulate more stress, and naturally, it will affect your performance in the examination hall. Uh,
exactly,
to some extent you have to sacrifice, but it's not that you have to be like a saint, right? So that's very important.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly,
I
sir.
think.
UPC need civil servants who are human as well. So
Ah.
we need real human emotions.
You're right, you're right. So that part you understood little later.
Exactly.
Okay, okay. Friends, this is one important thing which I want you to just to take it down. See, be normal, be casual, at the same time, be disciplined. That's what Nidhin is trying to inform you. So, no matter where you are, how many movies you have seen, or whether you are spending some time with your friends, but if you are very serious and sincere, and if you are having a consistency in your preparation, I'm sure definitely you can also become like a Nitin. That's the biggest, the good information which he has shared with you all. And my few questions related with these things related with the pressure and the social pressure and family pressure, all those things. See, 4 times you have gone and you have failed. Whether what kind of support you got it from your family, and even if the family members have understood about you, what kind of pressure your family members face from the society, how did they manage that? Because this is the biggest thing actually. We can manage, because it is very difficult for us also to manage. Then we have to manage our parents, and our parents, they have to manage the society. So there are three
Yes.
pressures. Okay. So can you please share your experiences, so that the students, those who are watching this program, they will also be very comfortable when they are going to face this kind of issues.
Yes. So definitely, when we see a name in the UPSC list, there is always a team behind them. I always say this to every individual who is coming to me as well for advice. Uh, so for me also, I was very lucky to have that team, strong team, which is my family, and my family has supported me like anything in the past 4 years. Like uh, when I failed, it was like their failure as well. They always felt that it was their failure, but they never gave that impression to me in front of me as well. Like they always try to uh, make like keep me in a positive mindset. They never
Mhm.
told me about the social pressure that they are facing. I know that because I have heard conversations as well, maybe happening in the living room, but they never shared that thing to me. So they were very supportive. That actually helped me a lot to keep my mental stability in the preparation, and other support as well, aspect of support as well, because I do remember like my mother who has like for any resource that I need, be it a small paper, be it something else. My mother actually, she was working at that time, so like I can confidently call her and ma'am, mother, like I need this thing. So she'll be like, yeah, she'll be bringing it. She'll be like, no question asked. She'll be bringing the resource. She'll be helping me a lot. So yes, this teamwork actually helped me a lot in the preparation.
Yeah, see, the parents' role is a very great role. Normally, they used to play in the social journey. And I think the Nidhin parent also they have played their best part in Nidhin role, Nidhin success. Can you please mention the name? Can you please inform to the audience about your father and mother? What are they doing? And
Yes.
say something about your family.
Yes. My father is Mr. T. Rajendran, and my mother is Mrs. D. Helen. So they were both in Kerala state government services. They're both retired now. Uh, and I have a sister as well. And her name is Nayana, and she has just completed the chemical engineering. Uh, and so uh, like the support they gave, like not only financial support, the mental support and emotional support as well. And especially my sister, I do remember when I fail each time, my sister will come to me and she'll sit beside me. She'll talk at least an hour to me about the things, about things in life and other things as well. So yes, all these things has helped me a lot, and I'm so grateful for having a such a beautiful family.
Excellent, excellent. Very beautiful. Very happy to know. How did they feel? Where you were when the results came, and when did you express to them? Or were you at home at the time, or you expressed to them, or they called you and informed about your results? How was that moment?
Yeah, actually, now I am actually working in CSIR as a section officer. I
Yes,
have
I
been
saw that.
parallelly yes, I've been writing other exams as well parallelly, and I was at my office at that time. So actually, one of my friends actually called me when she saw the result, and she immediately called me and she was like, "Nidhin, you're on the list. Congratulations!" Like that. So I was like, initially I was blank. I did not feel anything. Then I felt grateful and immediately I called my parents, and they were so happy. So they, I wanted to see their expressions, but I couldn't at that moment. But through phone, I could hear their voices. It was cracking. It was so happy, and I also felt happy when that happened.
Yeah. At what time you met your parents after the results? So,
The next day, yes, the next day I started from my office, and I reached on after one day only. So then everybody came and hugged me. My neighbors came, like everybody in the locality also visited. So yes, it was very joyful moment.
excellent, excellent, Nitin. This is what every parents they were longing for so many years. I think
Yes.
you have made your parents very proud. I think not all the children will have this opportunity to make their parents very proud. You have made it possible, and they feel. I think this is the one of the highest happiness that parents any parents can have it. I think on that day, March 6th is the very greatest day in their life. I think they will never forget in their life. Nice. Convey our regards to your parents also. And because in this journey, I know very well that what kind of role they are playing. That is the reason why Kingmakers IAS Academy always they used to honor the parents first, then only after that only the students next. So because without their contribution, nobody can achieve in the civil service examination. Nitin, actually, one more thing, just I wanted to ask you. Indian Forest Service exam also every time you have appeared, and you have got very decent marks in the prelims. Can you please share some of the experience with respect to the Indian Forest Service?
Actually, for service, I consider it as a missed opportunity because I never prepared the mains part. properly, and I have cracked a few of the forest service exams as well. But then I like we do not have a local center in Trivandrum. We had to go to Chennai and appear the exam there. So then I like due to that reason I never focused on like forest service examination. But then in my last attempt I was like, no, I should be preparing for forest service as well. But this year I couldn't clear the forest service prelim. So yes, I couldn't attend the mains as well. Uh,
Previously, you were able to clear, and now you were this time you were not able to clear, right?
yes.
Okay, fine. See, and one more question I wanted to ask you. To what extent this is very important for an aspirant that they should also write the other competitive examination? Because many think that the civil service examination is the one exam which is enough for me. What extent it is essential, and how it gave you a lot of confidence, because currently you are working, correct? You are working in the
Yes,
state government. So please
yes.
tell about that. Yeah.
So civil service, I think around 5 to 10 lakh people appear every year for prelims exam, and only around 1,000 people are clearing every year. That means all these people, all other serious aspirants, they are missing out. That is not because they do not have the talent. Because I've seen people who has immense knowledge, who are not able to finally make it into the list. So having a plan B can help in bringing that peace of mind and peace of confidence in our mind ourselves as well. So when I started writing other exams, I realized that I am able to clear other exams as well. That gave me a lot of confidence again to come back to UPSC as well. Because when I fail and when I get into other exams, that means that yes, I can crack that exam. That means I can clear this exam also. So that confidence I got. Yes, having a plan B so is very important. And for me, that plan B was writing other exams. And for some other people, maybe it might be other career choices, maybe going for a PhD, maybe doing an engineering or other industry jobs and such. So we like UPSC is just one another exam. That also we have to realize while having these preparations, because uh, finally the result that we see does not uh, mark our qualification or mark our qualities. It is just another exam, a competitive exam, which is very exclusive as well. And I do thank UPSC for bringing this Pratibha Sedu portal as well recently. So,
Yes.
which I have a lot of friends who has got into very good positions through Pratibha Sedu. So I'm very
Yes.
grateful to UPSC for that.
Yes. Nice. Actually, the problem is many aspirants, they think that if they are going to appear for other exams, they will be deviated from their original objective. It is not like that. And whatever you are preparing for UPSC civil service examination, that will do to clear the other exams. Only thing is you have to apply and appear for the examination with a little bit of changes. For example, even I too cleared seven government exams. I served in the government of Tamil Nadu, I served in the government of India, but I did not prepare for all the seven exams. I prepared only for civil service exam. Finally, I was able to get different positions. That is the advice which I normally used to give it to everyone. But I'm very happy that Nidhin have realized at the little earliest. Many people they realize only after 5 attempts or 6 attempts they will try for other exams. Till the time they will not consider about the State Public Service Commission, banking exam, RBI Grade B, Assistant Commandant CAPF. So that kind of things would be kept in the mind. So please make sure that everybody should try for maximum number of exams. Each experience is very unique. That is what Nidhin is trying to inform to everyone. Nidhin, now we are in the final stage. Very
Certainly.
interesting and very jolly questions. I have few questions. Uh, Many aspirants
Okay.
they have asked me to ask. Okay, whether do you just study at night or you used to study in the morning? Are you morning
Oh,
person or night person?
I'm a like early sleeper. I'm a like morning person. I sleep early. I wake up in the morning and I study in the morning. So
Excellent. You love reading at library or you love reading at home?
again, that is my preparation is very different from others. Because I love my room. I love reading from my room. I'm very comfortable in my room, and I'm able to read a lot from my room as well. Because I cultivated that habit from from my childhood itself. So I'm reading. I generally read from my home.
Nice. Whether you used to take notes along with your studies, or you used to take study only in the last minute and you used to take notes only at the last minute.
So pardon me, sir. I didn't get the question.
How do you take your notes? Because some people they'll read it immediately, they'll take the notes. Some they'll read it after a few
Okay, okay,
months or before the exam, they'll take the notes. What kind of person you are?
okay. I try to read first. I try to understand the concepts first because I believe conceptual clarity is the first and foremost thing. And then after a while, maybe after 10-15 minutes, I try to recollect as well. And at that time, I make some notes. So that is my usual practice.
Okay, okay. Because few people are there, they'll first read it, then second time after a gap of few days, they will revise it. After that, only they'll take the notes. So that is why I
I
asked.
believe it depends on Yeah, I believe it depends on person to person as well.
Yes, very good. Which one you recommend? Self preparation or joining in the academy?
So academy is very important. Having that mentorship, having a good mentor is very very important for UPSC because we need someone to guide you. Like we will be making mistakes, so at that time someone has to be there to guide and someone has to give the right direction. For that reason, I do suggest academy. But if you are a person like I have seen very rare people who has cleared without the help of any academy. So I do suggest going to a good academy.
Nice. And this is again very interesting question. Are you introvert personality or extrovert personality?
I think I'm more introverted, but I do have a very good friend circle, and I'm very extroverted when I'm around them. So I'm a kind of mix of both.
Okay. And before UPSC preparation and after UPSC preparation is over, now almost is over, uh, aspirant to achiever. During this transition period, you have learned a lot. So, in one word, if you wanted to describe Nidhin before UPSC, after UPSC, how will you describe?
Oh, it's very very difficult question. Uh, well, I do believe like I can't really say that like UPSC has changed a lot of thing in me. I
Yes.
think one word that I could bring is discipline. I'm much more disciplined now, much more calm now.
And more responsible, more accountable also.
Exactly, sir.
Yes, that's well. See, not only the more knowledgeable, more responsible, more accountable. I think that's the word
Exactly.
which you have used. This word discipline. That's correct. Yeah.
Yes.
And one word that will describe your UPSC journey. That's it. Pleasant, boring,
Resilience.
happy. Yeah.
It was a very pleasant experience. I got to see a lot of people, a lot of good people. I got to have a lot of experience, but ultimately it was a story about resilience. So I believe one word that I can use is resilience.
Yeah, nice. Nithin, now finally, the Kingmakers IAS Academy have taken a lot of efforts to train the candidates from across India for the personality test. So, for 1,539 candidates have been benefited because of this personality test program. You are also one among the candidates. So, can you please convey to the audience about your experience with the Kingmakers IAS Academy and the final wishes to the Kingmakers IAS Academy team and your thanks to Kingmakers IAS Academy team?
Yes, definitely. Like Kingmakers has been a like I actually very selectively appeared to mock interviews this year because I had a lot of experience in the past. I had attended very bad interviews as well, so I was very selective in choosing academies and appearing for mocks, and that's how I eventually ended up into Kingmakers Academy as well. So in that regard, as I said earlier as well, the feedback that you gave was very good. It was actually one of the best mocks that I attended throughout the last 5 years of my preparation as well. Uh, the feedback, like it was very structured. It was it gave me a direction to improve as well. That was a very beautiful thing about the mock that I attended in Kingmakers Academy. So I'm very grateful for that. and I do look forward to working more with you in the future as well.
Yes, Nitin, and we would be very happy to welcome you to Chennai to interact with our aspirants, those who are studying in the offline, and also we would be very happy in case if you are visiting to your native place, we would love to meet you in person and to greet you. And we do not know which service you are going to be allotted, which cadre you are going to be allotted. So whatever it may be, let's be in touch and wish you a great success. No problem. What service you are going to get it? Nothing to worry about it. But your finding your name in the final list itself, it's the greatest achievement. So I'm sure every service is a very good service in the UPSC civil service journey. You know it very well. And I have seen many people.
Yes,
They joined in civil services in a different position, but in the final stage they were elevated to the greatest position. Some I know in the last 30 years they joined as an IAS officer, but they were not able to shine well in their career. So no matter in
mm,
what position you are joining, I am sure you are going to be a greatest asset for our country. And in the department wherever you are going to contribute, you are going to be the greatest asset for the department and greatest asset for our country as a whole. So thank you, Nidhin. And don't give up again. That's my advice. So keep on trying. And I'm sure definitely whatever you aspire for it, you deserve for everything. Definitely very soon you will get it. We wish and we also pray for your success, not only in the career, not only in the civil service, but also in your life. All the best, Nitin.
thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot for having me as well, and thank you, Kingsmaker Academy, once again, and thanks for that wonderful uh, coaching and wonderful experience.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.